Hi. First, my question is, what do you do at FIBA? How did you get into youth basketball?
Actually, I don't work for FIBA. I collaborate with Paul Nielsen on the many aspects of the women's game. How did I end up? Well, I've followed women's basketball for like a few decades now, and it's this passion and knowledge that allowed me to work in it. So I cover youth tournaments in Europe. I go from tournament to tournament and write for different medias in the States, and just report on what's happening in Europe on the youth scene.
What do you think overall about the European youth basketball for women's? Is it developing, or what can you say about that?
It's really hard to generalize. Let's say that this type of tournament, giving the opportunity to these young kids to play at a national level for sure helps to cement and to develop skills, and having the girls being used to playing internationally. The overall level of youth is very, very different from country to country, depending on the fundings, depending on possibilities. It's really hard to generalize. Let's say the more tournaments, the more structures give opportunities to young girls to play, the better the level will be.
Are there any players that you pay special attention to in Europe right now?
Oh yeah, many. I won't name drop anyone, but for sure, yeah, there's exciting talents coming from different places. Hungary is very, very, very interesting to follow. France, Spain, but pretty much every country has very talented players. Like at club level, it's difficult to see exactly how it looks like, but with national team time, it's becoming a bit more serious. But yeah, there's plenty of talent in Europe at the moment. You just saw one, I think.
Yesterday there was a big EuroLeague game here next door.
Was there?
Yeah.
Really?
What do you think about that game? How did you see it from a professional perspective?
Well, it was everything you would expect from this stage of the season, this level of action. A game being decided by a game winner in the last seconds. That was fantastic. I think the quality of basketball displayed was at the highest quality. Coming back to the youth tournament, I think it's a privilege or a big opportunity for those girls to have been here, to have watched the game, and to have experienced this level of action live. Being 13 or 14, I spoke with Carol Casas earlier on today, and she confessed that she had to wait until her first national team selection, meaning like 15, 15, 16, before she even saw anything senior level live. So no, the game was fantastic. The crowd was hot. I really loved it.
Do you think that could be a motivation for young players to play on a level that they want to experience the same thing?
I can't speak for them, but I would hope it is. I don't see how it could be otherwise. For sure. I hope so. I would say for sure if I were to answer myself, but beautiful opportunity. I'm really glad that the girls saw that.
And coming back to this current youth tournament, what do you think about it in general so far, about the first 2 days?
A lot of work. You see a lot of, the girls are learning what it takes and how, what senior basketball will look like. So it not being national teams but clubs, of course, there's a bit of irregularity, and out of the 8 teams, I would say 2 are like a bit subpar from the rest, but there's like 6 interesting teams representing big hubs of the women's game. You know, when you have Riga, when you have Soproni, Girona, Prague, who else I'm forgetting? It's, you know, big cultures, big important places for women's basketball in Europe. So, you know, at that age, it's really difficult. They're still young. They're transitioning from young girls to becoming teenagers. I would say the most difficult part, even at senior level, is to have reliable outside shooters. And at age 14, it's really hard to be reliable on that aspect.